In 1960, the West African nation of Upper Volta declared independence from France. 24 years later, a coup headed by pro-socialist revolutionary Thomas Sankara led to the country being renamed Burkina Faso, which in English means the land of honourable men. A landlocked country bordered by Mali, Niger, Benin, Togo, Ghana and Côte d'Ivoire, over 90% of Burkina Faso's population live a subsistence life. Although the nation has never won an Olympic medal, sport plays a big part in Burkinabe society, and one of the most popular sports in the land is rooted in the country's colonial past. With the exception of soccer, road cycling is Burkina Faso's most popular sport. The influence of the Tour de France in the former French colony is huge. Le Grand Boucle is so popular in this corner of Africa that every August the country hosts its own multi-day race, the Tour de Faso. Seydou Sanfo is one of the country's most popular and successful riders.
Cycling is a really tough sport, and people in Burkina Faso are used to hard physical jobs. Nearly everyone here has a bike, so cycling is part of most people's lives, and it's something people love to do. Of course, other sports such as football and boxing are popular, but I don't think any have the same history as cycling. Most people grew up watching the big European races on TV, and now it's firmly part of our culture.
Seydou began racing in 1992 and holds the record for most stage wins in the Tour de Faso, now one of Africa's top cycling events. Despite the fact that he's nearing retirement from the sport, last year, at the age of 38, he won the national championship.
I've helped my team win the overall yellow jersey in the Tour du Faso twice, and that makes me very proud. And it was only possible thanks to God. I didn't think that I would be able to win the national title last year, but when I did, I felt revitalized. Cycling's been good to me, and the sport really is my whole life. And hopefully, I'll be able to continue for a bit longer.
Cycling is an extremely expensive sport, and as a result, few cyclists from Burkina Faso have left the country to race overseas. Burkina Faso is also very flat, with no mountains and few hills, making the conditions alien to those in Europe.
I think a cyclist from Burkina Faso would have to ride in Europe for about 3 years before thinking about becoming professional. And that's something most people just can't do, because they have families they need to support financially. The hills and mountains in Europe are a big problem too. I think it would be impossible for a rider to participate in the Tour de France, for example, if they've only ridden in Burkina Faso.
Cycling in Burkina Faso is a male-dominated sport. However, there is an emerging female road cycling scene. Although there isn't a big annual race for women, there are an ever-increasing amount of one-day races between teams from different cities. Awa and Asita Zaundi are sisters competing in Ouagadougou's top women's team.
It's important that women are cycling and are competitive, and it would be great if there could be a female Tour de Faso. I want there to be many more female cyclists here.
Some people might think women are weak, but I want to prove that we are not.
Awa and Asita were introduced to the sport by their father, who was himself a champion cyclist. Both are hugely passionate about wanting to cycle at a higher level. As well as holding down jobs, they join their team on the capital's crowded roads at least 5 times a week for training.
It's tough because we can only train when someone can follow us, because it's dangerous on the roads. There is always a lot of traffic, and we don't get special treatment.
It can be scary. The roads are very crowded, and people don't respect the rules.
Cycling is now firmly established as a crucial part of Burkina Faso's culture and is a sport loved by people throughout the country. Awa and Asita are hoping to help promote a higher level of professionalism in the sport as they continue to train for what they hope will be a career that sees them compete with the best in the world.
I want to do well so that I can go to Europe. That would be amazing for me.
I want to race in other countries and explain how much people from Burkina Faso love cycling.